everybody, this is prisoner 830506. Excuse me. This is an update from prison. I've been held in consolidated confinement for 79 days so far while on standby for a regular cell. There is good news in this update, though, and I'm actually very excited about it, but there's also some bad news. They recently announced the success of plural imprisonment, which they claim has raised the happiness index in the prison by 8%. This is a bold claim, since plural imprisonment is new, and there's only about 20 cells that have been converted to quad cells, and that now house 4 prisoners in a cell that were formerly only housed 1 prisoner with 2 bunks. Supposedly the prisoners in the new plural cells are the happiest in the entire prison. Of course, this is a skewed result, since the majority of those prisoners were just moved from punishment cells, many of them spending several months down there. So, of course, they're going to be much happier now they're out of the punishment cells. Apparently, prisoners who are cramped together in a cell are happier than those who are effectively in solitary confinement. And to be honest, after spending 79 days in consolidated confinement, I can say that there is an appeal to having cellmates, basically, as opposed to being kept in solitary confinement, especially in the punishment cells. So, it's not all good, but as a whole, I would say that even though I have been chained to 2 other prisoners in such a tight confinement, I prefer it over freezing in the solitary confinement cells. So, I don't know, maybe plural imprisonment is better than, in a quad cell. They're much larger cells, they're more comfortable, and you do have benefits with being with friends, basically. Because of this supposed success, due to the overcrowding situation in the prison, they have decided to convert an entire floor into plural imprisonment. So this is a huge expansion in the prison, and it means that it will be years probably before a regular cell comes available, because they'll be converting an entire floor of regular cells into plural imprisonment. So, as you can imagine, it's going to be a long time before regular cells come available. Prisoners in the new plural floor will be moved to available regular cells to make room for this new plural imprisonment. So as regular cells come available, they'll be moved from that floor to the regular cell that comes available, and they'll be converting their old cell into a quad cell. They're really pushing for prisoners to move to plural imprisonment at this point. That's their new big thing, I guess. So basically they're offering triple extension and a rebate to all prisoners in the punishment cells right now. There are bunks available. Anyone who accepts the offer will be moved within 24 hours to the plural imprisonment. They're sweetening the deal. They're making the new quad cells into luxury cells. This is actually pretty cool. So they're converting regular cells into luxury cells with all the benefits of a luxury cell, but with 4 bunks instead of 2. And I've been in a luxury cell, and it was really nice. So these new plural cells are going to be pretty comfortable, even though there'll be 4 prisoners packed into them. So, to be honest, I've been begging my girlfriend, who's my trusted third party in my contract with Facility 5 and has complete control of my imprisonment. I very much want to get into out of consolidated confinement, and plural luxury cell sounds really good to me right now. So, I've been begging her to put me in plural imprisonment, even though it means 3 years of imprisonment in there. But she isn't. If she can't allow me to move to the plural cell. I would not be able to vlog in there due to the privacy rules. So she has refused to move me to the plural imprisonment, and for good reason. But at this point, I just want to get out of consolidated confinement. So I don't know. Due to the change, though, they are offering lower-level luxury cells at a reduced rate for those who may feel cheated after paying for a regular cell, and because regular cells aren't going to come available. I mean, yeah. So my options now are to pay more for a lower-level luxury cell, and be able to do the vlog, or abandon the vlog and take a bunk in a new luxury quad cell. Of course, if I don't choose either of those, I'm looking at multiple years in consolidated confinement. So, as you can see, there aren't really any options there. This means that because of my personal contract with my girlfriend, I will be getting an upgrade because she is obligated to favor the vlog over the extended sentence. So there's that. Many of my friends who have been chained to over the past months have moved into PPV with other prisoners, and are also accepting plural imprisonment with the extended sentence. But I'm really excited to get out of the consolidated confinement cells. I'm looking forward to moving into a lower level luxury cell. The lower level luxury cells are less coveted by rich prisoners because they don't have a window, and that's why those ones are coming available at a lower rate for us. My girlfriend has already worked out a deal and is expecting the paperwork any day now. It could be a couple weeks before I moved into that cell. There's actually a cell coming available next week, but it's pretty much guaranteed that I am getting a luxury cell, a lower level luxury cell at this point. So the conditions in consolidated confinement have gotten much worse. As the cells are getting humid again. In fact, the cell they just pulled me from is usually the most humid anyway, and my feet were muddy the entire 3 days in there, with the walls being wet and our bodies being damp most of the day. We've moved back to the permanent bare feet sandwich position in order to get fresh air from under the door. If you watched any of my previous ones, that's a position that was created because of the humidity, because laying face down on the floor to get air from under the cell door is the best way to do that when it's really humid in there and muggy. So my ankles are actually really red and sore right now. They're bruised because of the condition, the situation of the bare feet sandwich really puts a lot of strain on my ankles. To make things even more comfortable, they've gotten rid of the paper shorts with the plastic coating, and they replaced them all with these all plastic shorts. These new shorts are white plastic, and they're about 90% opaque normally, but when they get wet inside, which they do, and they stay wet because it's plastic, and because we're in a wet situation as well, they turn about 10% opaque. So they don't really offer much visual, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, they're less comfortable. Actually, I liked them at first, but they're actually less comfortable over the long term because they don't breathe very well. Well, it is plastic against your skin 24 hours a day. And that has caused many of the prisoners to just not wear them. You don't have to wear them, so I'd say about half the prisoners are not wearing them at all. I'm wearing the new shorts now. They're a little bit more noisier than the other shorts. Actually, you might be able to hear them. Let me get the phone next to my underwear. So yeah. I don't know if you could hear them, but they are very plasticky. So anyway, whatever. I'm really looking forward to getting out of the consolidated confinement cells. It's just not fun anymore. I mean, I mentioned before that I actually preferred being down there when it was the conditions were better, but they're not good now, and I can't wait to get out. And I'll be wearing a regular uniform When I get to the new cell, no more plastic underwear. In fact, I won't be given underwear because you have to pay extra for underwear in here. When you buy underwear, they put your prisoner ID on them. They're embroidered and everything, so that they always belong to you. You don't have to share them with other prisoners. And they're too expensive, and I'll get into that later too, about my financial situation in the prison. So in order to reduce the cost of the lower level luxury cell, my girlfriend negotiated a deal with Facility 5 for restricted status. All prisoners in the punishment cells are level 0 or restricted, or also known as restricted status. So it's the status that I'm at right now. And I will retain this status for the remainder of my imprisonment. It's written into my contract, the one that she'll be signing once it arrives. So, basically, there are 6 levels in the prison, each with benefits and privileges. It's kind of an upsell for Facility 5. Plural imprisonment is level 1. Regular imprisonment has level 2 and 3. And then luxury imprisonment have levels 4 and 5. So being on restriction means that I will have mandatory labor, which has already been implemented. I'm performing it every day right now while I'm in the punishment cells. Since the negotiation was finalized, I'm on mandatory labor. Prisoners on restriction are required to be permanently shackled, which I already am, so no change there. But we are required to perform a minimum of 10 hours of labor every week without pay. So if I don't perform this labor, I will get long-term punishment cell time and dungeon time. So I don't have an option. I have to do this 10 hours of labor every week, or I'm in big trouble, basically. So the labor for restricted prisoners is the worst labor too. Right now, I've been doing this labor already, daily, every single day, and they're chaining me to another prisoner, a female prisoner, who I'm pair bonded with for this daily labor. My girlfriend doesn't like it. She's jealous because she doesn't want me being chained to another female prisoner. But believe me, it's not a romantic situation. We're chained by our ankles by about 20 feet of chain, and our labor is supervised by a female staff member with an electric baton to keep us working as fast as possible. If one of us messes up, we both get shocked, and it really hurts. So, yeah, we're basically working our asses off for 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, without a break. So it's not like we're hanging out and getting to know each other. We're not allowed to speak to each other unless it's work related, like, I tell her to start on one side and I start on the other side. It's sort of like that. We don't really have any conversation during our work. To make things worse, we have to clean everything with our bare hands and nothing but a rag. I have to reach into urinals and pick out urine-soaked paper and gum and hold it in my left hand while I'm using my right hand with the rag to clean the urinal. Dunking the rag into a filthy, soapy water bucket that we have to share. It's a single bucket between us, and then I have to drag water back and forth from the bucket to get, makes the floor really wet. And because our feet are filthy, like they always are in the punishment cells and walking the halls of the prison, we end up leaving muddy footprints across the entire bathroom floor, which we have to clean up at the end on our hands and knees using only a rag. But the worst part is putting my hand into toilet bowls. I flush the toilet first, but they fill up really quickly, and we get shocked if if the toilet bowls aren't sparkling clean. So we have to be very thorough before we leave the stall. So it's disgusting work, but it's only about 2 hours a day, sometimes a little over. Once we're done, we're unchained from each other, and I'm put in a holding cell in the administration area while the girl, my partner, is sent back to the punishment cells. We're both punishment cell prisoners. I didn't have to talk to her to find that out because she's wearing a paper gown and her feet are permanently shackled, and she has, red ankles like I do. So, and she's also not clean. So, which is normal for a punishment cell prisoner, really, especially now that those cells are getting muddy. But anyway, being put in that holding cell is actually the best part of the deal, to be honest. The cell is far more comfortable than the punishment cells, believe me. And I'm in there for anywhere between 2 hours and sometimes as long as 6 hours. I mean, these are guesstimates because there's no time, there's no clock in there or anything, but I'm in there for quite a while each day. The cell is small. It's about 5 foot by 7 foot. And it has a bunk with a vinyl covered mattress and a metal toilet / seat combo unit. There are no sheets, blankets, or a pillow. Laying on vinyl isn't the most comfortable, but it's definitely way better than laying on a muddy concrete floor with my feet chained to the feet of 2 other prisoners. So there is a heat vent in there, so it's warm. And there is kind of this low humming sound, I guess is the ventilation system or whatever. And it means that the second I lay on that bunk, I am out. That's the best sleep I've gotten since I've been in prison here, to be honest. And I get that every day. We work 7 days a week. We don't get a day off. So, it's given me a lot of time out of consolidated confinement, because there's the time it takes for us to get, when we first leave the punishment cell, when I leave in the punishment cell, I'm assuming it's the same for her, but once they bring me over to the main building, I'm on my own from there in the main building, where I have to take the footprint authentication panels to the other side of the prison, because the administration department is on the other side of the prison from there. And that's where I work. So I make my way over there, and then we're chained together, and I do the work for 2 to 3 hours, and then I'm in that cell for like another 5 hours, and then, as usual, on my way back to the punishment cells, I have to stand on the last footprint authentication panel before the staff member from the punishment cells comes over to relieve me from that panel and escort me back to the punishment cells. So I'm out of the consolidated confinement cells for most of the day, which is actually, if I have to stick my hand in the toilet for, to get out of the consolidated confinements, the condition that they're in now, it's really not that bad as a whole. Of course, it's not going to be fun when I'm in the luxury cell, because I'm going to still have to do this every single day. At least I won't have to go back to the punishment cells afterwards, and I can take the footprint authentication panels through the halls. And anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So, in addition to my mandatory labor, restriction provides no stipend. Every prisoner, level 1 through 5, are provided a weekly stipend. Originally, the goal was to give female prisoners a regular stipend, to give them the ability to buy feminine hygiene products, even if their third party had abandoned them or just refused to fund their commissary. But in today's day and age, where there are no genders, so apparently they provide that stipend for all prisoners, level 1 through 5, and depending on your level, you get a higher stipend. Restricted prisoners get 0 weekly stipend. So the only money I will ever get while I'm in prison here will be the money I earn from prison labor, or money given to me by my girlfriend. So she's already told me that because of the cost of the luxury cell, she won't be funding my commissary at all. So luckily, because of my mandatory labor status, I will be getting more than 10 hours of labor each week, and those extra hours will be paid. I've already worked on this mandatory labor for a while, and I have 7 hours of paid time in my account. So it's not much, but at least it's something. And there's a possibility that I might be able to pick up more work because I'm already in the labor program. So once I get into the luxury cell, hopefully I'll be able to pick up some more hours, I guess. Hopefully they won't be punishment hours or restricted hours, like cleaning more bathrooms and stuff. Maybe I can actually get into something that's a little bit better. But anyway, Even worse, though, while I'm on restriction, the system considers me a punishment cell prisoner, so all violations are punished with either time in the punishment cells or dungeon time for major violations. Just like I am now. If I violate while I'm in the punishment cells, the only punishment above that is the dungeon. So, level 1s through level 5 are offered negative punishment points for good behavior. They're referred to them as negs. And regular prisoners can use these negs to avoid punishments, basically. So if you're a model prisoner and you just mess up a couple times, you can use these negative points to get out of being punished. I won't be allowed to participate in the negative punishment point program. So every minor violation will add points that will be used for my punishment. And I will have to serve that punishment. There are no other options, unfortunately, as a regular prisoner. And I've mentioned before, it's almost impossible to avoid getting punishment points in here. So this means I'm going to be punished regularly, even after I get into the regular cells, no matter how hard I try. Especially since I'm going to be out of my cell every single day. I already have points for lifting the soles of my feet off the footprint authentication panel while waiting several hours sometimes. I have to, every single day. Well, of course, this will be different when I'm in the regular cell, or the luxury cell. Right now, every single day, I'm spending hours sometimes standing on the footprint authentication panel, waiting for that staff member to come release me to take me back to the punishment cells. And it's hard to keep your feet on a hot glass panel for several hours. Like I mentioned before, these panels, they warm up. They're meant to be stood on. You get authorized and you go through, but because there are no footprint authentication panels beyond that point, I have to wait for an escort. And because there's electronics that are beneath the glass panel that I'm standing on, and there's a layer of air between the top layer of the glass and the mirror it's like a two-way mirror that conceals all the cameras and sensors and stuff beneath my feet. It heats up, not to the point where it's burning, but it gets very uncomfortable, not only just standing on a glass panel for hours without removing your feet from it, to have the heat on top of it, it really makes it uncomfortable. So I often lift my foot off the panel and rub the sole of my foot. And if I do that, because it gets really sore, if I do that for more than like a few seconds, it automatically gives me a punishment point. And having to do that every single day, multiple hours on that panel, I have several punishment points. I mean, before I'm even in the regular cell. So it sucks. But anyway, it's not the best solution, but I can't wait to get out of consolidated confinement. My girlfriend hasn't gotten the paperwork yet, but once she does, she's going to take the day off, and she's going to sign it and have it notarized and mail it back that day. So even then, she was told that there is a processing time after they receive the paperwork, because it's basically a whole new contract. And even if I were to come into the prison tomorrow, as a new prisoner, there's about a week period that you're in the punishment cells. They call it quarantine, while they do all the processing and stuff, and then before you get actually put into a regular cell. So even after they get the paperwork, there's going to be a grace period where I won't be allowed to move into the new cell. And so there is the possibility that I might miss out on the lower level luxury cell that's coming available next week. She hasn't even gotten the paperwork yet, and that cell, I believe, is coming available within less than a week. I think it's like the first few days of February that it's coming available. So my girlfriend expressed concern over that, because now that she's made the decision, she wants me in that cell as soon as possible. Like before, she was saying she wanted me in consolidated confinement for as long as possible, so that I would possibly get into a regular cell when I was begging her to put me in plural imprisonment. Now it's the opposite. She wants me out of that cell, out of the consolidated confinement cells, and she wants me into the luxury cell as soon as possible. She was told that if I miss out on the cell that's coming available within the next few days or whatever, there is another cell coming available within a month, and I would definitely get into that one. So I absolutely do not want to spend another month in consolidated confinement, but if that's the worst that could happen, I'm just happy that it's in the works, that there's actually a date, a time frame basically for getting me out of the consolidated confinement cells. Like before, there was no date. I was basically in limbo. I could have been in there for years, months, weeks. There's no date. Now at least I have a time frame. It could be as soon as a couple weeks. It could be a little over a month. But it's gonna happen. So. Oh crap, I just realized I forgot the mandatory disclaimer. I have to do this disclaimer on every single one of these updates, so I guess it's better late than never. So here we go. Facility 5 is a private contract prison. All prisoners, including myself, have signed a strict contract, multiple contracts, which allow for our indefinite detention. We're paying for this privilege, even though many prisoners may not want to remain imprisoned. We all agreed to be imprisoned without any option to leave, making us real prisoners, which is the whole point of this prison. The video you're watching was pre-recorded before my re-imprisonment while I was on furlough, but the audio you're hearing was recorded via speakerphone while I make this call from a holding cell at Facility 5. But anyway, I guess that's all for now. My girlfriend has also informed me that I won't be able to vlog from the cell until I get the logistics worked out with the prison board. So once I get into that cell, I'll have to petition for a hearing with the prison board, which, if you've heard, it really sucks. So I'm not looking forward to that. So don't expect the vlog from the cell for a while. But I will likely be updating the usual way, since I will still have calls to my girlfriend and I can update my status while I'm in the luxury cell from this holding cell over the phone. You just won't be able to see me in the new cell until it's finalized with the prison board. And I don't know what that's going to entail. And they've already said I can do it, but there's going to be rules associated with it, and that has to all be worked out. So that could mean, they might just finalize it in my first hearing. It might be multiple hearings. I've already been told prior that it has to be a full board hearing, which means, and they only meet all at the same time once a month. I mean, there's weekly, or there's more meetings, but they're only once per month that they're all present. So if it is going to take multiple hearings, then it's probably going to be months before I can do the vlog. Hopefully that's not the case. So yeah, so I guess that's it. I'm going to talk to my girlfriend for a while before they take me back to consolidated confinement, where I'll be chained to 2 other prisoners in a mud pit. At least I won't be in the really humid cell, because I've already been in that one. They just pulled me from there. So even though most of my friends have either moved to plural imprisonment or accepted PPV, I'm still chained to a friend once in a while, so maybe I'll get lucky today. That's part of the thing that I really hate about the punishment cells now, or the consolidated confinement cells, is that a lot of my friends have kind of moved on to other things, and I'm kind of being chained to involuntary prisoners more often, and they're not as fun to be chained to, I guess you could say. Anyway, it just sucks. I want to get out of consolidated confinement so bad right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I get into that regular cell how it is and all that. And then hopefully in a short time I'll be able to vlog from there. So anyway, bye for now. Thanks for watching. See ya.